All right, here we are rolling along. It is a Friday. Thanks for being here. I'm Rob Hakala along with Lisa Azizian. And earlier in the week, April 10, actually, Equal Pay Day. And we're going to talk about that, the importance of equal pay for equal work. And joining us now, local Harvard graduate, top-ranked career life coach and founder of Whole You. Shannon O'Brien joins us. Shannon, welcome to the program.
Hi, Rob. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for joining us. Okay, before we get to the Equal Pay Day, I guess first tell us a little bit about yourself and what Whole You is all about, because I am intrigued.
Sure. Thanks for asking. I started Whole You about 5 years ago. I was working in higher education at Harvard and at MIT, and primarily advising students and helping them start their own companies and apply for jobs. And I found so much fulfillment from it, I just decided to start my own consultancy and help people to do just that, to pursue their life's work, but also to live a balanced, purposeful life.
Wow. Okay. So there you were working for pretty prestigious organizations. You decided to go off and basically become an entrepreneur and become your own boss?
Yes, precisely.
Wow. Okay. And obviously that's been pretty successful thus far.
It has, in terms of testimonials that clients report great results and improved self-esteem and motivation. And I say, that the results that I guarantee are more clarity, more confidence, and more connections. So I'm sure that those three things tie into what we'll be discussing about equal pay and how women can advocate for themselves as well.
Well, let's talk about that. Equal Pay Day was on April 10th. How long has that been around, Equal Pay Day?
Honestly, I don't know how long it's been around, but it's ironic that it is Equal Pay Day on April 10th. I actually just gave birth to my first child on April 10th of this week.
Oh, my God.
And she's a girl, and she's a girl, and I'll be very excited to promote her to advocate for equal pay. I do know that equal pay is getting a lot more media attention now that countries in Europe, such as Iceland, are making it legal, or illegal, I should say, to pay men differently than women. So I think maybe countries abroad are sort of getting more hip to it. And I think in the States we're getting laws in place as well. In Massachusetts, I know that they're passing a law, will be passing a law, that it will be illegal for interviewers to ask candidates about what their previous salaries were. So I think we're making progress.
Let's just take a moment to recognize the superpowers of Shannon, who gave birth on Tuesday and followed through with a commitment to be on the radio today. That is,
wow.
That is,
we're blown away
to your, perseverance and really wanting to get the word out. Wow! Well, congratulations!
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations!
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no,
thank you so much.
That's amazing. Yeah, wow!
You sound so well rested.
I know.
It's all a show. That's part of the show.
Well, let's see. Okay, so I guess so. Where are we now? We're making progress, right? But we're not there.
We are making progress, and I would say that for women, and I can speak from my own personal experience. When I finished my first master's degree, I moved back to the States from Japan, where I finished that master's degree, and I did get a job at Harvard, which you mentioned at the beginning, and I was advocating for my salary. I thought, I'm a perfect candidate for this job, and I think it'll be a great fit. And, I tried to advocate for a raise. And then I was told, after some belly aching, it was literally like maybe cents on the dollar that I was given a raise, maybe like a couple cents per hour. So it wasn't really a lot. And I thought, okay, when I didn't really push for it. And I think this comes back to the question of what is a block, blocking people from making progress and advocating for themselves and advocating for a raise. And I think it's often self-esteem, but I also think it's a lack of the right communication skills. So in my case, I admit that maybe I didn't have the right communication skills. And there again, sometimes your employer might not be able to budge. They have budgeted for this, position, and whether you have 10 master's degrees, it doesn't matter. You're like the absolute perfect candidate. They really can't budge on it. And I think that you need to do your research in advance and know that when you're going into a conversation with a potential new employer. And, I think higher education is one of those examples where they have, allotted salaries for positions, and we shouldn't really take it that personally. So it's hard to know, and you really need to know your research going in advance.
Yeah, there's absolutely a discrepancy in many business, in many areas of business with pay between men and women. I mean, that's and I think one of the things you spoke about is the confidence in women, asking for, doing the research and asking for what's fair. It makes me think of my very first salary negotiation. I was 21, I suppose. And I remember talking to my boss and asking for an increase. And she said to me, well, if I give you an increase today, I cannot give you an increase in the summer when we conduct our reviews. It's usually a performance review, and then they tack on a salary increase with that. And I was so shy and so scared. I said, okay, thank you, and left rather than saying, I will take the raise now and we don't have to worry about it in July. This was probably the springtime. But I was so afraid of the conversation that I had I just wanted to leave the room. I didn't have the confidence to stand up and say, and to actually think about what was happening. I was just afraid of the rejection, and I left the room. 20 years old, 21 years old. It was scary.
Well, that's going to be common, and it's hard to do that. So, I mean, how do you work on that?
Well, the confidence piece, I think the good news is, to your story, Lisa, about not knowing being scared. And not really having the language to discuss what your value is and why in this moment, no, I don't want to wait to July. This is actually what I want to do now in the present. And I think that comes back to a fundamental understanding of your own values and values about an understanding about what you bring, what is your worth, what are you bringing to the table. And so I think understanding your strengths, your skills, why you can improve your work situation and the position that you're in. I think that all of those things are things to, if you're confident about it, then you can improve your communication skills. And ultimately, I think, flashing back to Lisa's story when she was 20, I think things have changed or are changing, which is very positive. You see the Me Too movement with these young high school-aged, women, young men and women, coming out and saying, finding their voice and really advocating, saying, this happened to me, this is what I deserve, I don't deserve this, and ultimately understanding their worth. I think that's a fundamental key.
Okay. Equal Pay Day, and the work continues. And Shannon O'Brien has been with us this morning. She is a Harvard grad, top-ranked career life coach, and founder of Whole You, and now a mom as well, and we're certainly excited about that. Whole You, the letter U.info, is that the site?
That is it, WHOLE, the letter U.info. All
right, and people can go and connect with you there and find out more.
Thank you, Shannon. Hope you can take a nap soon.
Yeah. I'll go do that now. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.